In today's episode of Meeting Up with Mentors, I have the pleasure of being here today with CEO and owner of Laurel Dentistry, Dr. Mary Teddy Wray. And as everybody knows, I'm filming people that I admire in our community that I see as excellent individuals to learn and grow from, not only as business people, but people who have contributed to our community in many ways. And Dr. Wray certainly has done that and more. So I'm just going to be asking you a few questions. And the first thing I really am interested in, when you were young, just think back to your teen years, did you want to be a dentist then, or did you have other aspirations?
No, I never thought about becoming a dentist, ever. It never even crossed my mind. So I wanted to be a neuroscientist. I was very fascinated about the brain and how the brain thinks and all that stuff. So much that when I finished my degree, undergraduate degree, I went to work as a neuroscientist. And my job was putting lesions into the brains of the cats and dogs and stuff, which required a lot of precision. You had to be very precise to hit a certain cell and all that stuff. And during the research, my boss kept saying to me, he says, "Boy, you were so good with the hands. You were so good with the hands. You ever thought about being a dentist?" I said, "Nope, I never did." His son at the time was first year of dental school. He was very intelligent, but he had no trouble. He had a lot of trouble with the hands. He was awful with the hands. And whenever he came to visit his father, he said, "Okay, you should be a dentist too, because I'm having a lot of trouble with my hands, and you are good with the hands. You should be a dentist." And I said, no, I'm happy here, But unfortunately, towards the end of the year, my boss's grant was discontinued. And I had to look for another job or something else to do. I said, "What do I do now?" I didn't know what to do. And then the light went off. I said, he said I could be a good dentist. Why don't I look into that? So I applied and got in, and yeah.
That's
and I'm glad I did, because I did do very well the first year with my hands and all that stuff, and I still do very well with my hands, and that was my calling. I just never knew it.
So how many years has Laurel Bush Dentistry been around now?
We opened in 2001, so that makes it like 23 years now. Yeah, 23 years.
And what has been the most rewarding component to being the owner of that company?
I guess doing what I like to do, being able to wake up and see my patients and then come back and raise my family. I like the freedom, of working certain hours that I want to work, and being able to provide for my children what I want to do, and I'm happy with that. It's a big advantage to being an owner. I like the location where we are in Bel Air. A lot of new families, young families. So my children got to grow up, with young children like themselves, and I like the community. I like giving back where we are, and this all could not happen without being Laurel Bush.
So speaking of giving back, when I think of you, I think of the ultimate volunteer and philanthropist in our community. You've given back to the community in so many ways. What is the importance of giving back?
Well, the importance of giving back is to help other people, It's really not very difficult to give back. You can give back in so many ways. People think you have to be rich to give back. If you don't have to be rich to give back. You can give back by giving hours of your time. You can give back by doing talents that you have. You can give back with money, resources, ideas. You can give back by being handy, You always need people to build homes, to do that. It's all parts of giving back. When I finished school and I started making some money, I never forgot that when I grew up, I was like very, very poor. Even through dental school, I was very poor. I worked full time, and I went to school full time all through the years that I went to school. So giving back to me was very easy, real easy, because I know how it is to be poor. I know how it is to want something, and I know I can only help people knowing how I felt when I needed help. So I think it's very important to give back. Don't forget where you came from and where you are going.
You are definitely succeeding at that mission and somebody I admire, sort of in line with what I'm doing now. Of course, when you think of youth, what's going on there? Like, what do we want to tell the world about the best advice we can possibly give 18-year-olds stepping out of high school, whatever direction they're going in? What would you tell them?
Well, being the medical profession, that's much I'd better be around the medical profession. Unfortunately, with the medical profession, you gotta go a bit back beyond high school. You gotta be focused. You gotta get good grades, because when you go to high school, you gotta stay on that route. You can't look this way or look that way. No, you have to be very focused, get the good grades. That way you can go to a good university with good grades, because when you apply to medical school, dental school, whatever, they kind of look back to your high school grades to see what you did in high school. They want to see if you did any volunteer work, how many research professors you have followed, and also you have to make friends. You gotta make friends with your colleagues as students. You gotta make friends with the teachers. They give you recommendations. Those are very important. You gotta get good recommendations. So you gotta make good friends with teachers and students too. And study hard, get good grades. Then apply to medical, dental school, whatever you wanna do. And then the studies continues. You gotta work real hard. You have to be determined. You can't say, well, I'm gonna go for here, I'm gonna go for there. No, because you have an exam coming up. So you have to be studying all the time. There always one student that are on top of the class. That's where the high school and the elementary high school comes in. You gotta be on top of the class. Usually the top 10-15% of the class get in. I mean, you can keep applying over and over, but you gotta be on top of the class. So I take kids that come in and I say, okay, so I'm in high school, I wanna go to medical school, what do I do? And I say, well, how are your grades? I ask them, what are you doing? They say, well, I'm doing this and that. And I say, no, you gotta do more, you gotta do more, you gotta do more. That's why you can get into college and then do even more than to get into medical school. That's what you need to do. And you gotta start young. Young, at least in those professions, you gotta start young, Yeah.
So what's up for you next? Where do you see yourself continuing to enjoy life and fulfill, your purpose? What do you think you'll be doing in the next 5-10 years?
Well, besides getting married, that's one. And I would say the next 5 to 10 years, probably looking into retirement, but not to disappear. I want to stay here in Bel Air. I want to volunteer. I want to continue to volunteer. I want to help the nonprofits around. Plus, I want to volunteer into my own dental profession, maybe serve on the board, somewhere on the dental licensing board or something like that, dental stuff. And just enjoy my life and see my kids in college, rather be away, and just take it easy, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay here.
So how do you define success? If you think of success, what does that mean?
Success is really not being like super rich. To me, success is doing what you like to do. Because if you are happy within yourself, you are going to be successful. I mean, you can make a ton of money, but be as miserable as they can. I don't think that's success. So success is, pushing yourself, do what you like to do, fulfill your dreams, and be very happy. That's success to me.
Well, thank you for your time today. You're delightful, and I always appreciate any time I get to spend with you. So thank you for talking with me.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.